I just had the nicest little getaway outside of the city for the night, and I can't wait to tell you all about it. I got things packed and rolling very early. I headed up to Yorkville to the Codally Boutique to start my day with a facial. How good is that? It was just a mini facial, 20 minutes with a little bit of oxygen, but wow, did it make such a difference. And then I met up with my fellow creator friends, the Codally team, and we were headed out of the city to Langdon Hall. I've never been here before, but I can see why people have their weddings here. It was stunning. And we were celebrating Codaly's Vino Pure line for acne. So we kicked things off with a celebratory lunch, and I've always heard Langdon Hall's food is very good, and I can confirm it is absolutely delicious. And then we jumped right into wine tasting, and if you know anything about Codaly, you know how important grapes are to their product's success, and we clearly had a lot of fun. And then our rooms were ready, so we dispersed to go find our rooms on this very large property, and Codaly set us up. Airy, hokas, campfire sweaters, pajamas, robes. I love the bathroom because I know I'm always going to get a restock of all my faves. Every corner I turned, there was something I could use on this trip, which was very thoughtful. But I didn't have much time. I needed to get ready for dinner, so I posted a video on that yesterday. I really love this dress that I picked out. And then I headed over to the VSP consignment pop-up. They had some designer items they're selling, and they let us borrow some for the trip. And this vintage Hermes Kelly spoke to me. I knew I had to borrow it for a few days. So with bag in hand, I headed over to the Lily Pond to have cocktail hour, and I just totally relished in this princess moment. And then it was time for dinner, and look at how picturesque the room was. So we took advantage. We got our content, and that's one of my favorite parts of these trips is hanging out with my fellow creators because they all just get it. And then we learned why the Vino Pure line is perfect for acne at all ages and all types of acne. I am so happy to be a part of this Codally crew. I'm such a big fan of everything they do. Anyway, I was still relishing in the purse moment, but I put her down and it was time for some s'mores. I was so tired, but nothing was going to stop me. And I'm so glad I went. It was very cozy and custom marshmallows. Are you kidding me? I need these for my wedding. Langdon Hall also brought out tea and coffee. It was the perfect way to end the night. I was so tired, but I also wanted to try on this robe, which was the best robe I've ever put on. A little bit of skincare, and it was time for bed. Rise and shine. I had breakfast. I knew it was going to be a good day because Schitt's Creek was on the TV, but I had to hop to it because I had a pickleball lesson to get to. Can you believe the Codally team picked this airy set and hokas for me? Fit like a glove, my exact colors, loved it. Then through the garden and off to our private pickleball lesson. How fancy is that? I had to warm up, make sure I was ready to roll, and we did target practice on whiteheads, blackheads, and pores. It was honestly so much fun. And I wish I had more time to lollygag through these gardens, go in the pool, but there was no time for that. I had to rush back for another thing we were doing. And that is our final lunch of the trip. It flew by, but I was excited to wear this dress. It's from VSP Consignment and it's perfect. I threw on a Swarovski necklace and it was good to go. I'll have to rewear this for my wedding weekend, but I also had to check out before lunch, say goodbye to the bag. It is online if anyone wants to buy it. And I had a lot to take home with me, but here was the final lunch. How beautiful. This was such a fun group to hang out with for those few days. Langdon Hall was perfect for us, and I'm glad I learned more about Vino Pure. I'm gonna try it on some stubborn acne.